wait, my light's not on. Ugh. I always do that. I go to look up. I do that almost every time. I go to look up at the camera, and my light's not on. All right, fine. Fine. Marley, really? 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 Okay, okay. Marley is like having a conniption. Oh my god, there you go. Hi. Is this what you wanted? You want to say hi? You're too cute. I love you. Hey, Tina! How are you today? Hello, Amber. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Catherine. Miss Tina, I see amazing things with your newsletter and through the grapevine, by the way. You are doing awesome. Like, absolutely amazing. Are you gonna be in Houston? Am I gonna actually see you so I can get a hug? Yeah, it is no, it's not the Toni show. It's the Mr. Marley show. Say hi! Say hi. Mwah, mwah. Love you. You're my good boy, aren't you? He says, yes, I am. I'm a good boy. He's a very good boy. He's a very great... Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to open my Discord. Honey, why do you like giving me kisses when I'm streaming? You don't do it normally. Marley, that tickles. Marley. Really? Oh, really? No more? Okay. Dang it. Well, I knew you moved, but I just didn't know if you were going to go to any more. Okay. All right, well, I'll talk to you. We can talk about it later. We can definitely talk about it later. Hello, Miss Anrield. How are you today? I don't know. He doesn't lick me and taste me, as you put it, when I'm not streaming. It's just something that he likes to do while I'm streaming it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's just trying to be cute because he knows the cameras are running. You my good boy. I know. You're such a good boy. That really is it, isn't it? He knows the cameras are going. And he goes, yeah, look at how cute I am. I know. You're a very good boy. Wait, you're still in Maryland? I thought you moved. I thought you moved like 2.5 years ago. Okay, yeah, we definitely have to talk. We definitely have to talk. Because I swore that you guys just moved. Hi. I know you're a very good boy. What are you doing? Marley, what are you doing? Nice! Nice, Unreal. So hopefully it'll be nice and healed and ready for Dragon Con. Oh, Catherine, that's a great point. Okay, so let's talk about that really quickly. Let's talk about our, oh wait, for the mermaid? Oh, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do the quilt along for the mermaid. Not yet. Not until, I thought you meant the Halloween. We're not gonna do a quilt along for the mermaid because a lot of people had problems getting their hands on the magazine. They couldn't find it, they couldn't get it, and I didn't want to not have that available. So what I decided to do is we're going to launch the pattern as a standalone pattern sometime in 2022. And when we do that, we'll do a quilt along. So we'll do that offsetting from the Halloween quilt along that we're going to be doing every month. So, oh, okay. I don't know why I thought you moved already. I know you're planning on moving. I thought, okay, well, never mind. Never mind. So yeah, so Halloween. Hey, BJ, Halloween quilt along. That I'm actually putting up next week. Yeah, so sometime again, towards the end of this week, I'm going to talk about Starlight and promoting that and doing all that stuff. September 1st. Oh, okay, in 2 weeks. So maybe right before Dragon Con, maybe right after, I'll tease the Halloween quilt along a little bit. But in 2 weeks on Wednesday, September 1st, is when I am putting all the information out there. And you can see the stores that are participating. You can see the blocks. You can see all the info, the fabric requirements. And you have 1 month to get everything together. And the Halloween quilt along starts in October. October to October. So, yeah, I am very, very, very excited for it. Yes, we are having a Halloween quilt along. A pixelated Halloween quilt along. I'm very excited for it. It is, it's something that I've talked about a little bit, but we're getting a lot of stores involved. It's going to be really cool. It is, of course, sponsored by Northcott. They have provided all the fabric, and they've done all the things, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fantastic. So that'll start in October to October. It'll be like so the way it's going to do... Yay! You're still out. Nice, Sharon. Nice! So the way it's going to work for the Halloween quilt along is the first of each month, we are going to be releasing a block. If you have a code from a participating store, for 1 week, that block's going to be free. After 1 week, you're going to have to pay, I think we decided on $4 a block. Just trying to like even things out nicely. And then the second and third Thursdays, with the exception of, where's my calendar? I think October. It was the first and the second Thursday. With the exception of October, yes. Because I'm going to be at Houston for Quilt Market and Quilt Festival. So with the exception of October is going to be the first and second Thursday of the month. We're going to be streaming here on YouTube, and we're going to stream the block creations. So the first stream each month will be the fabric choices, cutting the fabrics, getting everything laid out, getting everything prepared, stripping, all of that stuff, talking about that specific block and the different ways that you can do it. I had an amazing team of testers that did so many different things with their blocks, and I will be showing you their pictures. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And then the second week, we're going to be assembling. So we're going to be actually assembling the block together and then trimming it and getting it ready for the next month. I'm so excited for it. Hey, Miss Elving! So yeah, I'm very, very excited for the Halloween quilt along. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm so excited for it. But before we get into that though, we have Starlight. Next month, the month of September, is the Starlight. So we are basically raising money for Starlight in a couple of different ways. We have a special t-shirt that's now up in my store that all proceeds go to Starlight. We also are going to be raising money in a couple of different ways, including another race. This race is going to be using 2 charm packs. The winner of the race is getting an amazing gift pack of awesome things from Clover. Everyone that beats me in the race is going to get a $15 gift card to my website. And it's going to be fun. I got to find a host still. I haven't asked anyone. I always when I get to these races, I'm all like, who am I going to ask? I don't know what to do. I get so very what am I going to, and so this time it's going to be on a Sunday. So the race is going to be Sunday, September 26th. So keep that in mind. Mark your calendars. I'm going to be updating that later on. But then the rest of the month, we are doing some really cool things. I have written and designed, I did it all myself. Nicole didn't help me. I have designed a Konami Code quilt. And the month of September, I'm going to be making the Konami Code quilts. We're going to be giving it away. So every $5 you donate to Starlight through my Tiltify, you get a chance to win this quilt. But I'm also going to have a donation of $30 gets you the pattern for the Konami Code quilt before anybody else gets it. Now, after I write the pattern and everything's ready and I put it up in my shop, I'm going to put it for $30. And it's a 12 block pattern. So it's going to be a double-sized quilt, 12 blocks. I'll put it up on my shop for $30, and 100% of those proceeds are going to go to Starlight every single time. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited. That is the thing that I have been waiting. If I can get it designed, I'll show you Friday. I don't think I'll have it done by then. We may have to wait for like another stream. Yeah. Now, I don't know when I'm streaming yet next week. I know I've got to stream at least one day. I've got to talk to my mom and figure that out. I'll let you guys know Friday, and of course I'll put my schedule up on Monday. So I've got to stream one time at least from my parents' house for an unboxing. And I'm either going to be streaming or in live chat in my Discord during the Starlight kickoff, which is Sunday the 29th, starting at 7 o'clock Eastern. So I haven't decided yet if I'm streaming or if I'm going to be in Discord or what. Oh, Ranting Hamster. I was talking about the Halloween quilt along. So we're launching all that. Then I was talking about Starlight. So the race, of course, is the 26th. You already know about that because we talked. And the Halloween kickoff is going to be happening soon. So that's all the fun things. If you watch my Twitch streams, I got my St. Jude box today. So I'm going to open my St. Jude box on Friday during the stream. And yeah, now we're just getting ready for DragonCon. So this is going to be the last live YouTube for 3 weeks. I'm going to Georgia. This is my very first event since this all started. So I'm very, very excited that I'm going for my very first. Oh, I know. Wait, Dragon what? Dragon what? I am also extremely happy that they have required vaccines. We remember, I am a huge proponent of. I'm a very good friend of one of the health advisors to the World Health Organization as well as the State Department, and he's the one that goes through the science. He's the one that reads the papers. He's the one that does all the things, and if we're going to protect people like my mother, who is severely immunocompromised, we've got to take care of each other. And it's extremely important. And so I'm very happy and feel very safe now that DragonCon has put into place proof of vaccination or a negative test within 72 hours in order to attend. That is important because this could be 40,000 people there. This could become a mass event. So having one of those two things, and there are people that can't be vaccinated, that their health, they can't be vaccinated, and that's fine. They can get a negative test. So it makes me feel a lot better because even though I have been vaccinated, if I catch it, because remember, it's still possible to catch it and spread it. This is not a dead vaccine virus. This is the mRNA virus. This is the mRNA vaccines, which actually help teach your body how to fight these things off better. Because it's that you can still get it, and you can still pass it, you know. So because of that, if I were to catch it, Canada won't let me come back home. I have to have a negative test to come back over the border to come home. So it's extremely important that I am not only have to be completely safe because I'm going back to my mom's house who's susceptible, but I want to come home after. So I'm very relieved and happy that they put that into place. So for anyone that was worried about me going, it's fine. It is totally fine. We have precautions put into place. We've got things. You live your life. Seriously, if you put precautions into place, if you take care of yourself and you make sure that you are safe, you can go out and do things. So I can't wait. I've been needing to go out and do stuff, and this is the very first thing I've been able to do. I haven't seen any of my friends in almost 2 years. I was so happy. Okay. Who's ready to make a wine block? Now, for those of you, if you haven't joined me on my YouTube lives, I'm actually going to be filming a tutorial today. We're going to be filming the full tutorial of the wine block. So what that means is I'm going to be going back and forth from chatting with you to explanations and things like that. I will be reading chat. However, I'm not going to be answering chat or responding to you until I'm taking a break through the let's speed this thing up. And then it's easy for me to then take this and save it and edit it and do all the things. Goodbye, Sharon. Thank you for being here. And doing all the editing of the things and then re-uploading it. So, now, if you want to make a block along with us, exclamation today, and you can get your very own wine block. And it is free because you're here with me today. You just have to put the code in there for the exclamation today, and then you'll get your wine block for free. And then you guys helping me test this today, and then if everything's great, fantastic, everyone else can then buy it. So there it goes. There it goes. It had to get the general thing. So. Right? A block of wine. That sounds good. That sounds really good. All right, let's do this. Oh, and I almost forgot. If this is your first time watching me live, I do the intros and the outros at the end, and I'll move the cameras around and do all that. So, all right, let's do this. Oops, wrong one. That one. That's the one I meant to do. Oh, I realized my jacket was still back there, so I had to change it. All right. And look! I remembered to get my glue and my tweezers ahead of time and prepare. Okay, let's do this! The first thing you want to do for your wine block is you want to print. Guess who forgot to mute her phones and someone just picked up a block. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. Hey, Aaron! So, I like how BJ goes, prepared? Who even are you? What have you done with Toni? And then cha-ching. Yeah. It's okay, Catherine! I normally mute them, and I forgot. Thank you for reminding me, so it's not like this is easy for me to start. Oh, wait, hey, it's a good thing. I forgot to hit start recording. There we go. Now I'm recording. All right, let's do this. The first thing you want to do with your wine block is, of course, print out the block itself, the actual wine block. This is page number 10 in your pattern, so make sure you print out page number 10. You have a couple of choices for printing it out. You can print it out on regular printer paper, which is what I first started out as. And if you're not used to foundation paper piecing, if you're new to it, anything happens, and until you really get into it and decide you want to do it, printing it out on paper, on computer paper, regular paper, is perfectly fine. I have printed mine out onto special foundation paper piecing paper. It is a little bit thinner than a regular paper, and this is actually makes it easier to remove the paper when you're done sewing. So if you really like foundation paper piecing or you want to really get into it, the foundation paper piecing paper is the way to go. So this is the only thing you have to print out. You could also print out the optional color chart and, of course, the blocks you're cutting. I like to print this out because as I'm cutting my fabrics, I like to check mark it and make sure that everything is good. Now, this is the original one that I did that's also in all the photos that you have with the blue, the white, and the red. I'm going to change it up a little bit because I made a red wine block. Let's do a white wine block. or yellow wine, because we all know that white technically is a little yellow. Plus, I can't really do a white and show the glasses, you know, for the empty glass right there without it. So I've chosen to use a yellow for the wine. I'm going to use white, of course, for the rest of the glass. And I'm going to use a black background. So I'm going to change this. Instead of red, this is yellow. And instead of blue, this is black. And that way, whenever I'm cutting my fabrics, I'm not going to confuse myself. Which, let's be honest, this is me. I confuse myself often. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is take a look at the fabrics. And I'm going to cut my fabrics. Now, with my fabrics, with the foundation paper piecing, you can always use scrap fabrics if you want. Just make sure you have enough scrap fabrics that it asks for. Or you can cut fabrics right off of your bolts or your yardage or whatever you have. It is completely fine. Just remember that by nature, foundation paper piecing does have a lot of waste. All right? So, before I cut my actual fabric, let's cut out our paper. Oh, I completely forgot. I need to size this. So you notice how there's a 1-inch block right here. You want to measure this 1-inch block. Take your ruler and measure that. Make sure that that block is in fact 1 inch squared. If it is, great. Your block is going to be a 6-inch finished block or 6.5 inches with the seam allowances. Now let's say if you want to resize your block. If you want to make it smaller, on your computer you just reduce the percentage. If you want to make it bigger, increase the percentage. So let's say if you want to double this to a 12-inch block, 200%. If you want to take it to a 3-inch block, go to 50%. It's just a matter of changing it and measuring this 1 inch so that the percentage is where you want it to be. Now remember, if you do make this bigger, it's not going to fit all into one sheet. You can combine multiple pieces of paper together using Scotch tape. Scotch tape is great for foundation paper piecing. You can sew right through it and it still perforates and comes away. Alright, so now let's cut this. So whenever you're cutting out your units, and that's what these are. So for example, this is my A unit because that has all of my A's on there. When you're cutting out your units, do not cut along those dotted lines. Those dotted lines are our trim lines when we are completely done. There we are. And let's finish cutting this. And this. Perfect. There we are. We've got those. Now, whenever I'm going to be cutting my fabrics, I'm going to show you how I'm going to organize all this. When I'm cutting my fabrics, I'm actually going to take all of these units and I'm going to lay them out just like this above the camera. So it's A, B, C, and D. Then, as I'm cutting my fabrics and I've got my pieces of fabric for each of the units, I'm going to put all of the A pieces of fabric on the A, all the B on the B, and the C, and so on. So then this way I can keep it all organized and I don't lose pieces, or I don't mistake a piece for another piece, which I've done in a tutorial before. Now, you can, of course, just cut one piece at a time. So you can start with A1, cut A1. Go to A2, cut A2 piece. You can do it that way as well. I just like to have all of my cutting and fabric done ahead of time to keep it organized. So that's what I'm going to do at this point. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video, and I'm going to go ahead and cut through all of my fabrics, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how we're going to start laying those out. There we go. Hi! Wait, what are you testing? Oh, is it a huff? Really, Erin? A Hufflecup? A Hufflecup, really? Hey, Scott! How are you today? Fantastic. Okay. I gotta start cutting fabrics down. Oh, let me get my iron. Get the iron warmed up and Okay. So first, let's move that over. Move those down. And those are going up. Next, let's do our yellow. Now yellow only needs a single 4-inch by 3-inch fabric. Okay? And I'm gonna cheat and just do it this way. 4-inch by 3-inch. See, you don't have to cut the entire strips the entire time. You can just cut a piece off of it. All right, so there's C. So that's all of the yellow that I need. Let's mark that off. Okay, and then white. Now, I think I grabbed, okay, I did. I grabbed 2 different shades of white. Okay, these shades are all the same. Great. Okay, so white. I need a 1-inch by 4-inch. Okay, 1 inch by 4-inch. Okay, that is a 1-inch by 2-inch. Yeah, no, I actually was worried. I was a little worried about Dragon Con just because I have to go. Like, I have not had this stuff in years, and that is what my income depends on. It's 3.5. There we go. And that is D. So, I don't want it to be canceled. So I think this is a great step in the right direction so that it wasn't canceled. All right, and then black. Oh, I got so many blacks. Okay. All right, so 2-inch, 2.5 inch. All right, looks like 2.5 inch. I can start with that. Have you been making phone calls all day, Scott? Is that why you're exhausted? Okay, so 2.5 by 2. Okay, that is A5 and A6. Actually, let me put them over here. Okay, 1.5 by 2.5. Okay, and then that is C4 and C5. 3-inch by 2.5. That's C6 and C7. Oops, that wasn't even a check mark. And then a 2 by 2.5. Oh, I'm doing them down here. I keep forgetting the camera is not down there. All right, and then that's D's. Toni, cut things in view of the camera, please. Okay. So then let's cut this. Yeah, 3.5 by 2. So we'll cut 3.5 by 2. Sometimes when I edit my videos, I'm all like, wait, why can't I see what I'm doing? Okay, and those are B's. And then the rest are 1.5s. Okay. Okay, there's a 1.5 by a 1.5. Okay, those are C's. Yep. Okay, I need 2 1x1s, so I think I can cut this one down. Yep, 1x1. And the 1x1s are A's. And then I need a 1.5 by 7. Oh, I don't have a 7 on this one. By 7. Yep, look at that. I can get everything done with a 2.5-inch long strip. So a single 2.5-inch long strip gives me everything. Okay, so that's a 1.5. Oh, wait, nope, I take it back. I now need a 1.5 by a 4. So I gotta, yeah, no, it still gives me, nice. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. I do that often. That's how I figure out how everything goes. And then 1.5 by 4. There we go. And then A. Great. Wonderful. I think that's it. Alright, so now let's double check. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, there's 6 pieces there. I have 3 pieces there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, there's 7 pieces on that one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's it. So I've counted and I have all my pieces. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, awesome, Scott. Yeah, no, buying a house is just, it's a long process and it's ridiculous with the stuff. Yeah, exactly. And then whenever, so sometimes they'll ask for bank checks. Sometimes they want you to wire it. It all depends. It all depends. All right. And our fabric is cut. So what I'm going to do is I actually have my marked sheet off to the side over here and underneath my color chart. And then that way, as I go back and forth and I attach my pieces on here, I can verify that, okay, that color goes here, this color goes there. All right, so I'm going to move them up. Let's start with the A unit. We're always going to start with the A1 block. Our A1 block in this case is our white piece. Now, whenever you're assembling these, you always want to go right side to right side for fabric, but wrong side to wrong side for the pattern to the fabric, for the paper to the fabric. So in this case, because we want to make sure we see it like this, all right? So this is how it is, and our fabric's going to go up here. So we're actually making a mirror of our actual pattern. Now, my white is a solid, so you really can't do anything. So I'm going to show you on a black piece. So my black, if you've never dealt with terminology of fabric, this is your right side of your fabric. This is your wrong side of your fabric. So the right side of your fabric has all the color on it. So whenever I want to put this directly onto my paper, I want to have it so the wrong side of the paper is touching the wrong side of the fabric. Okay? Now, if we're doing the case of this one, well, it's a solid. It doesn't make a difference. Now, I'm going to use some fabric paper piecing glue. This is actually English paper piecing glue, but I like to use it for foundation paper piecing for the initial blocks. It is a water-soluble glue, so any really water-soluble glue will work just as well. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the paper. And then I'm taking my fabric and I'm centering it over where I put the glue. And then I'm just going to smooth that into place. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. So it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. You just have to make sure that it's centered. So here's our A1 piece. You just have to make sure that that piece of fabric completely covers that A1 with a 1/4 inch on either side. Now, we're going to add on our A2 piece. Our A2 is the super tiny, tiny little piece in there. So, see that little tube? That's a super tiny little piece. And how we do this is I'm going to take my straight edge, I'm going to line it up on that line, and I'm going to fold this up and put a little crease here, and then fold it over. So we're actually folding that on this line between A1 and A2. Fold the entire sheet of paper. Don't just fold just that little part. And then I'm going to trim the rest of this fabric right here 1/4 inch away from that folded piece of paper. So folding it away so you can see the fabric, and then we're trimming it 1/4 inch and opening this back up. Now I want to take this A2 piece, which is our little tiny little 1-inch blocks, and I'm going to lay that over here, just like that. And when I open this up, so if I fold this open like this, so see how I did, if you're holding it 1/4 inch, because remember 1/4 inch seam, and then we're folding this away, so you can still see that 1/4 inch in there, so you still see this little seam in there, and then flip it over. As long as you completely cover that A2, you are perfectly fine. Okay, so let's do that, and I'm going to put some pins in it. So let's put some pins to hold this. Now, what's really easy about this unit with this block is the A2 and A3 are super tiny. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flip it over here to A3 and do the same exact thing I just did with A2. Okay, so let's get our straight edge and put it right along that line. Crease it, fold it, and we're going to trim this 1/4 inch away, just like that. Opening this back up again, and laying this piece of fabric there, so that whenever I open this up again, I completely cover that A3. Fantastic. And let's hold this in place. All right, let me show you the B units. So our A unit is done. I'm going to take the rest of this fabric, just set it aside, and I'm going to take this and set this side over here to be sewn. So the B unit, same exact thing. Here is our B1. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here for B1. Let's lay this one down. And then we're going to fold this away from between B1 and B2. So use my straight edge to crease it and fold it. And then I'm going to use my straight edge to cut a 1/4 inch away. There wasn't too much to cut there. I lined it up pretty good. Opening it back up again. Our B2 piece. Now make sure, remember how you place it is important. So if we were to take this piece of fabric and lay it like this and open this up, well, I'm not covering that B2. So we have to take this piece of fabric and line it this way. And then whenever you open it up, we are completely covering B2. Now, it doesn't make a difference if you completely cover all of your paper, as long as you're completely covering those dotted lines. Because remember, those dotted lines are our sew lines. So make sure, as you're laying this out, that you're completely covering those dotted lines after it's sewn and ironed and opened. All right, so I'm going to do the C unit and the D unit with a sped up camera, and then I will come back and I will show you how we're going to sew these. All right, any questions from live? Are you guys good? Most of you have joined me on most of the weeks anyways. So you've got a pretty good handle on this. All right, so this is C1. Okay, and then C1, C2's down here. then opening it up. All right, and then C2 is a 1.5 by a 1.5 inch piece. There we go. Ooh, can I do C3? Oh, I think I can. I think I can do C3. Let's do C3. And nice. Nice. Yep, I can definitely do that one. Whoops. Come on, Toni. Get it in there. There we are. All right, and then set those aside. For D. D1 is going to be white. I just realized the way I set this block up is that all of the colors that are not the background are the first ones we put down. Okay, and that's it for water-soluble glue. There we are. And can I? No, I don't want to do the other one. I was like, should I do that one? I've got enough with the others. All right, let's set that aside. Okay, let's go sew this. Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. Oh, I still have that over here. Let me put that over there. Great. And I'll need that and this. Oh, I don't have it at 1.6. Let me do that quickly. See, this is why I say it every single time in my tutorials for the make sure you set it to 1.6 because it reminds me to set to 1.6. Now, in your foundation paper piecing instructions, it says at this point for your machine to lower your stitch length to 1.6. That's extremely important for foundation paper piecing because it perforates your paper enough so that it's easy to remove the paper when you're finished. It's a super tight stitch length, and it's really hard to take out if you make a mistake. I've done it. Trust me. But make sure you do that. If you're not sure how to adjust your stitch length or even what that means, I do have a video tutorial down below all on stitch length that you can take a look at. All right, so let's go ahead and sew this. So we want to sew between the A1 and A2. And when we're sewing this, we want to make sure that we start at least a 1/4 inch beyond where we want to sew it. Now remember, I said that these dots are our trim lines. So the trim lines are part of this. So I want to start outside of those trim lines. And then we want to sew all the way down. And we want to go a 1/4 inch beyond where we've sewn. Okay, so let me pull this and then we'll do the other side. Because remember, for the A unit, I did both 2 and 3, pinning it at the same time so I can sew it. It makes it more efficient. Now you notice with this one, I started a 1/4 inch, at least a 1/4 inch away from where it needs to go. Now the reason why you do that is whenever you're manipulating your unit, you're folding it and moving it and doing all the things, you're going to be playing around with these seams and you're going to be pulling them out. You don't want these stitches to come undone and have issues. By starting and ending at least a 1/4 inch beyond where you've gone, you've made sure that you're not going to have those issues. And then we'll deal with adding on the extra pieces next. That's what the next thing I'll show you. All right, so B1 and B2. Let's start here. All the way down. Now the C unit, I sped up the camera, but I decided to go ahead and do both C2 and C3 at the same time. Although, I'm going to chain piece a little bit right here. I'm actually going to bring over the D unit and start sewing right here between D1 and D2 on the D unit. All the way down, because I've got to stop that. We don't want to continue to sew through entire D4. I try to be as efficient as possible when I can, and that was a chance to be efficient. All right, so we're doing between C1 and C2, so we're going to start in here in the middle of C4 and sew it out, and then stop at least a 1/4 inch beyond in the middle of C6. And the same thing is going to happen on the other side for C3. So I'm starting in the middle of the C5 block, going through and ending in that C7 block. All right, let's go iron them. I was like, where's my things? Oh, Erin, is that what you do for your job? All right, let's trim this up. This actually may be a fast, depending upon how much I gab and I talk, this may be a fast week. I may finish between the 7:30. There we go. All right, there's that one. You have a class at 7? Tina! Tina! Are you teaching classes in person? I am so jealous. I am so jealous of you. Yeah, no, we definitely have to catch up. Okay, if you're still here, Tina, I will message you because I am going to Maryland before and after DragonCon. So we may be able to get a coffee. Or a glass of wine. Ooh. Wait, so is it online? Is it an online class? Okay. Still. Oh, yes, Erin, yes. If you work for an accountant, yeah, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Nice. All right, well, I'll message you. Because if you are seeing people, then I may possibly be able to see you. All right. Let's get my iron together for this shot. Where's... There. There's the iron cam. Okay. Okay. Steam or no steam? That is the question. So there is a people like, some people like steam, some people don't like steam. I am a steam person. I like using steam with my stuff. As you can hear and see the steam rising. Now, when you use steam with foundation paper piecing, you see it curls the paper. Well, you're adding water to paper. That's what's going to happen. But I have found it honestly doesn't make a difference. The steam gives it a nice, crisp edge. And even though the paper curls a little bit, it's still fine. Where's my block? There we go. This is my my tailor's wood block. It actually keeps your creases nice. Look at that. Look at those beautiful. It keeps it nice, and it keeps the hot air trapped in there, and it steams it up to make sure it really sticks. All right, so we are doing this. Now, whenever you're ironing your pieces, we are ironing them away from the first piece. So in this case, this is the C unit. I'm ironing it away from C1. See, this is why I don't use this iron a lot. It spits. My other one is being repaired, though. Oh no, it's spinning, I gotta stop it. It's hard to get a good iron, right? Alright, let's do the last one. Now, make sure whenever you are ironing that first step, you iron it to really solidify and lock in that first part of it. Alright, so I'm just going to leave that there for a quick moment while I take this away. Okay, and let's start with our A blocks. So now let's add on our A4. Because remember, in this case, we have our A1, we have our A2, and our A3. Well, now let's add on our A4. Well, the biggest problem with the A4 is, remember, we've sewn down into these areas. So how are we going to fold this? Because remember, when we fold this, you see how this fabric likes to come along with it. Very carefully, with my favorite pair of tweezers from Famore. These are the 507s, if you look them up on the website. I also have a link down below to the Famore website. I love it. Alright, so how we're going to do this is I'm going to hold this fabric, and I'm going to gently pull this away. So I'm gently pulling this fabric away, and I'm using my fingers to hold. Make sure you're holding the thread, you're holding these seams, because remember I said they're going to try to come out on you. And then, now, if you need to, you can take your tweezers and you can get in there and hold it like this and pull it away. It all depends upon how you like to do it. And make sure you pull it away far enough that this seam right there, the seam right there is not in the way. So you see how far I've pulled that? Now we're going to do this to the other side, because I found if you are pulling away stitches, it's easier to do it all at the same time. There we are. Alright, so now I'm going to fold between the A1 and A4. And now it's going to be a lot easier. Oh, let me get my straight edge. I almost forgot my straight edge. There we are. Got my straight edge on there, and I'm using my nails. Now, if you don't have nails to do this with, you can take a pair of tweezers and run a pair of tweezers along there. There we go. And all the way down. There we are. And then we're going to take this, we're going to trim this entire thing 1/4 inch. And it looks like it's mostly trimmed. There was only a little bit there. All right, opening this up again. And then now we're taking our A4 piece. Remember what I said, for the fabrics, you want to go right side to right side. So I'm just going to take this whole thing and I'm just going to center this. So I'm centering this over my A1 piece and then pinning it into place. Let's put another one in there just to make sure. And that's how you add an extra piece. Now, for my B piece, B3 is easy. You just fold that, do the same thing. C, let's look at our C piece. I'm going to show you this one, and then I'll do the other two and speed up. So this is the same thing for the C unit. You have, I did 2 and 3, okay? Now we have to do 4 and 5. Now, this is important that we do this. You're like, but Toni, that's all black. That's all the same color. Why can't I just do a single piece and do that? Because you want these different angles in there. By doing these different layers of the same color, you're adding angles to your piece. So I'm going to hold and pull my paper away from my fabrics while holding my thread so my thread doesn't come up. And then doing the same thing to this side. There we are, all the way up. All right, and then same thing I just did. So let's make sure that everything is laid out the way it's supposed to be. And let's crease between C1, 2, and C4. I'm going to lay this out. And we're trimming this up 1/4 inch. Just like that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side now before I add any fabrics. And then that way, it's easier. And I don't have to worry about creasing this paper if I want to do both sides, if the other one's in the way. All right, there we are. And there it is. So you get that little tiny bit of black, but trust me, it's going to be cool because it's going to move away. Now, we want to put the 2.5 inch side and lay that one. And then let's make sure if I fold this open, yep, that covers it perfectly. So I'm laying out the 2.5 inch side with my trimmed piece. Just like that. Now, can I do the other one now? No. I can't do them both at the same time because you see how this overlaps right here and to here? So I have to wait on that C unit. So for the C unit, I'm only going to do the C4, and then I'll come back and I'll do the C5. All right, so I'm going to speed up the camera. I'm going to go ahead and quickly add on the B3 and D3s. I've already shown you how to sew it and to iron it, so I will speed up through all that. We'll come back and then we'll add an additional piece to another additional piece to the units. Hey, Quilting Zombie! Fantastic! I'm so glad you got your repaired PC. Yeah, no, because you were popping on, you were trying to pop on your mobile, and it's just not the same, right? It just really is not the same. Now remember, if you're just joining me now, you can sew along with me. This block is normally $2, but because you are joining me live, you can get it for free. So exclamation today for the info, if you would like to do that. And then after the live stream, I will turn off the free promotion. So if you want to pick it up for free, right now is the only time you get to do that. And for anyone that did join me a little late, I want to remind you that I will not be streaming for the next 3 weeks because I'm on the road. I'm heading down to Dragon Con. I am very excited for it. I cannot wait to see people and do all that in person. Oh, I forgot to mention when I talked about it earlier. If you are going to Dragon Con and you do not feel safe entering the vendor hall, or the vendor hall is too busy and you just can't get in there, I am doing Quiltoni Dash. So all of my stuff at my booth will be available. Will be available online, and then you just choose local pickup, and then we'll have a phone number for you to call. So whenever you get to the local pickup area, call us and I'll send a minion down with your stuff. It'll be great. It'll be great. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be really good. And then of course you can also purchase it online, and then I'll mail it to you at the end of the convention. All right. Oh, I've already changed it. Nice. Let's do this one. Now let's chain piece this. Okay. you too, Quilting Zombie. Oh, also, if you haven't been here when I've talked about it, the next sewing race is Sunday, September 29. Sunday, September 29. So mark your calendars. If you have and I forgot to mention this earlier too. If anyone has an idea for who you would like to host, preferably someone that hasn't hosted before. If you have an idea for somebody that you would like to host our quilting race, please let me know. I would be more than happy to ask them. Okay, I've got all those. Great. That's the only thing. This iron spits, and it turns off really fast. I should have hit it whenever I was sewing. That, yes, you have to reinstall the printer if you just got your computer back, so you can print that out. That's funny. There it goes. Okay. Beautiful. Man, I just started using the tailor's block, but look at how sharp that is. Isn't that awesome? I love it. All right, so let's do the next piece. I actually had a friend of mine suggest it to me, and I was like, wait, it does what? What is this thing? All right, now for the next piece of the units. We've got the B block B unit is done. So I can take that unit and set it aside. And here's our A unit. So we have A 5 and 6 still to do. So, and then this one will be done. So same exact thing. I'm going to pull this away so that whenever I fold this, I can trim this and add on the piece. Just like that. And now this one, our C block, our C unit is our main unit that has a lot of the stuff. So remember, I couldn't do C5 at the same time. Oh, but you know what? I've already trimmed it. So now all I have to do for the C unit is just pick up that piece of fabric, lay it down there, and pin it. And there it is. And our C unit's ready to sew. Now for the D unit. This is the one that's a little bit tougher because, remember, of the lines of sewing. So remember, pull away your paper, just like that. Pull that away, and then we're going to take the straight edge. Sorry, my iron was spitting, so there's water on it. And I had to wipe it off. There we are. And fold it just like that. And then we're going to trim a 1/4 inch away. Opening this back up again and taking our entire D4 piece, laying it out just like that, making sure you're centering it over the entire thing, and then pinning it in place. Now, whenever I pin these, I like to make sure that I'm pinning the seams. That way the seams aren't going to move as I sew it. And there it is. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up the A units. I'm going to sew all these, iron it. We'll come back and take a look again and see what else we have to do. There we are. Oh, before I forget, I put something in the Discord I need your help with. I need someone that does programming that is familiar with how to connect a spreadsheet to Tiltify's API. And that's the way it was described to me. So basically what I'm trying to do is we are having a war with cooking for the Starlight fundraising next month. So we're trying to create a graph that can be updated live as people donate to bring excitement and everything else. And all we'll do is we'll take everyone's slugs, their campaign slugs, so their campaign addresses, the web addresses, and we will populate it into a spreadsheet, but then I need to connect to Tiltify's API to the spreadsheet so that it updates the totals. And I've asked Kittens and I've asked Leshki, and neither one of them have done anything like that, and they don't know what to do for how to do it. And I don't want someone to learn it, because I want someone that knows what to do. So if anyone out there knows anyone that's possibly done that before, if you can send them my way. It's for charity, but I mean, I'd pay them possibly how much, depending upon how much they charge, or I'd make something for them. It would just be something cool and would help us raise a lot more money for Starlight, I think. So. Yeah, see, and most people don't, but I figured I'd throw that out there for anyone. And if you know of someone that does, not necessarily if you do, but if you know, kind of like spreading the word kind of thing. Okay, yeah. See, and I've got the, oh, you mean Tiltify? So, Ranting Hamster, you're Bookworm, right? Do you code? Have you done that stuff? Have you possibly done that? Because I can give you the exact code, like what they told me for how to do it, and the links. I just don't program. I have no clue what they're talking about. And both Kittens and Leshki both said, oh yeah, I know what they mean. I just don't know how to do it, and I don't have time to learn. Which is totally understandable, because I do not want people... I did both sides, right? Yeah. Do you want me to throw you what, Okay, yeah. I'll send you a message, but no. I don't want people to have to learn this. I don't want people to have to, like, go out of their way to do this stuff. Like, if it can't be done easily, well, then I'll just ask for volunteers to be added to the spreadsheet that'll go in on a regular basis and update everything. That's gonna suck that way, but if that's the way that we have to do it, that's the way we've got to do it, right? I don't want anyone to be put out for doing this, because it's supposed to be fun, right? Okay, so I'll send you what Tiltify sent me on how to do it. Because they told me that, oh yeah, no, that's possible, this is what you want to do. And I'm like, I don't understand that. Yay! Quilting zombie! Yay for having me on TV. Hi, TV! Do, 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 I think this is actually, I love this block. I think this is one of my favorite blocks. It's not because I love wine. I do love wine. But that's not the reason this is one of my favorite blocks. I think this, whenever I reminded myself of this block this morning, I'm like, oh, that's right, because this block is just easy to make, it's easy to put together, and it's just fun. It's just a cute, fun block. Like, I may have to do, like, a line of drinks. Like a martini glass, or like a Mai Tai, or like a hurricane, margarita. Yeah. Yay! Quilting zombie! Oh, I could do a coffee. Well, you've got the coffee cup pixelated one. I could do a coffee cup. You know, because that'll be the next one. So I'm thinking, I don't know for the creative in December. I may do that where we hit certain goals, then I'll do more of these. Because I still haven't finished the ones from May. Like, these are still ones from May that I'm designing and doing, right? So if I can get these all finished by December and get them out to the May donors, then I'll do something else for December. Yeah, see, and it starts shutting off as I was using it. Ugh, this iron. And I'm trying to hold off until Houston because I know I'm going to get another Elisa when I go to Houston. That's why I'm like, no! I know my purple one's in there somewhere. I just can't find it. All right, let's take a look at our units. Our A unit is done, so we're going to set that one aside. Our C unit still has one more pass. Our D unit is done, so we'll set that aside. All right, so same exact thing for our C unit. We're just going to hold our fabric and pull our paper away, just like that. Now, if when you're pulling it away, if you see any paper that gets trapped in there, use your tweezers in order to get the paper out. So make sure you don't keep any paper in there if you see it. Go ahead and just get that paper out. Let's pull this one away. I've noticed with the foundation paper piecing paper, I actually get less little bits of paper that get trapped in there, just because it perforates so easily. However, you get stuff like this, where as I'm trying to fold this, it's trying to tear away. So there's benefits and then there's drawbacks. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this C block. So I'm going to get this added on. Oh, really quickly, you notice how there's a little tiny gap right there? That's perfectly okay. Don't worry about it. As long as the gap isn't all the way down here by the paper, if it's up here in your seam allowance, totally fine. Totally fine. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to speed this up. I'm going to go ahead and add on C6 and C7 the exact same way I've been showing you. I'm going to sew this, I'm going to iron this, and then we're going to come back and I will show you how to trim the units and start assembling them. Here we go. Okay, yeah, so I will shoot you a message back. Ranting hamster / bookworm. And I will just copy and paste what Tiltify sent me of the, yeah, that's possible, this is how you do it kind of thing. No. Lego, that person wasn't in chat that I was referring to. Yes, you should update your name here. You've been using a hair straightener to iron your strips? I've never even thought to do that, Quilting Zombie. That actually is pretty ingenious. That is actually pretty ingenious. I never even thought of... Does it work? Can you use it? Now I kind of want to pull my hair straightener out. Okay, you know what? I may add that. Hey, Miss Elvain, do you have the Stream Help spreadsheet open? If you do, can you add using a hair straightener to iron strips to my YouTube videos? I think that'd be a cute video. It'd be a funny video. There we go. No, not with metallic fabric. You can't? Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I love you. Because you know me. Yes. Thank you, Lego. Oops, come on. There we go. Alright, and after we finish this video, I've got to look at the calendar to see when the next YouTube stream is going to be. And then you guys have to decide what we're doing. Alright. Our units are done. So let me lay them out just like that. It looks like a wine glass, right? Not quite yet. We have to trim these units. So what you want to do is take your unit and flip it over so you see your dotted lines. Go ahead and get your straight edge and a rotary cutter. Now, I like to use a separate rotary cutter for this step than I do for my fabric. My fabric rotary cutter is only for fabric. This one is for paper. So I like to have two separate ones to remind me of which one's paper and which one's fabric. So what you want to do is you want to trim along that dotted line. Now, what you're doing is you're trimming this a 1/4 inch away from these solid lines. So something else you can do is just measure a 1/4 inch from those solid lines. But it should be the dotted fabric. Unless, of course, something has happened and you've shifted it and it's not. So there we are. There, and here is our A unit. That looks much better, doesn't it? All right, we're going to do that for all 3 of the units. So I'm going to speed up the video while I am trimming the rest of these. And then after we finish trimming them, we're going to come back and I'll show you how to start sewing your units together. Man, my mat is wet from the spitting iron and it's frustrating me. I hate that spitting iron. It doesn't, I don't mind it so much when I'm using it over on my ironing board. However, when it spits over there, it's fine. It's on the ironing board. But when it's here, it just gets in my way and it's annoying. Really? You have TikToks of you using a hair? Yeah, see, you're gonna have to put that in Discord. We're gonna have to see this. I gotta find my hair straightener. If I do that, I gotta find my hair straightener. There we go. And there's our wine glass. Okay, I am surprised. I didn't know how this yellow was going to turn out for like a white wine. I'm pleasantly surprised. I think the black would look really good with the red as well for a block. Because the white almost gets lost with the light blue. I should have done a different color for that. All right, so assembling the units together. I'm going to start on the bottom. Now, in the instructions, I start at the top and I go down. But for here, I'm going to use the bottom and go up. What you want to do is you want to take your bottom, flip it over. Oh, it is the A unit. Never mind. For some reason, I was thinking, oh, that's D. Okay, so I'm doing exactly like my instructions are. Take your A unit and you want to flip it over the bottom of your B unit, making sure everything lines up perfectly. So make sure your ends line up, just like that. I always like to put my pins in my ends first so that I know it's in there, and then go back and pin the rest of these seams. Here we are, just like that. Now, this one is a little trickier, right? You want to take this one, you want to put this over here. However, if you look at this, because of how it's designed, all of your seams are all going the same direction. So you're going to have super bulk right there. Well, let's say if you don't want to have that super bulk. What you want to do is remove the fabric. Remove the fabric. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Remove the paper from your C unit. So just go ahead and take all the paper out for your C unit. You don't need it anymore. This is perfectly trimmed onto there. So we're just going to take this out. And all you're doing is you're pulling your seams open and then pulling the paper out. Now remember, I said there may be little tiny bits of paper left over in there. That's what your tweezers are for. So you get in there and you can take that paper right out. And if your paper sticks a little bit where you put that water-soluble glue, you can use your tweezers, or you can dab a little bit of water on there and just kind of rub, and it'll come right off. It'll pull right out. There we are. All of my paper is out. So what I want to do now is re-iron these seams. So what we want to, the goal is to have our seams go in opposite directions so they nest. Okay, so let's iron this. And then instead of our seams going out, we want the seams to go in. Just like that. And then the same thing over here. Now I like to iron this side first, just to make sure these seams are going in the correct direction. And then I will iron this side. Now, it's perfectly okay to re-iron seams. But once you've sewn it, you can no longer re-iron it. So if I were to sew this together, I can't go back and re-iron those seams after it's sewn together for those. But I can re-iron them for this. And now, whenever I flip this over, you see how those seams line up perfectly. And this also is going to get you a perfect point if you decide to do that. So let's go ahead and pin these. There we are. Let's make sure this seam lines up over here. Now, we can't see our line over here. We've taken our paper out. So whenever we sew this, we're going to have to sew it on this side so we can see this line. So let's go sew these combined units, and I'll show you what I mean. No, you don't. I know, right, Ranting here? Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. It looks like a really, I think it looks like a good buttery Chardonnay. You never want bulk in quilting, BJ. Ever. All right, where is my scrap fabric? Oh, there it is. Okay. For sewing together the units, we want to use our scrap fabric. So I'll use my scrap fabric and move this forward. So this is true chain piecing. So we're going to follow along this line. By using a scrap fabric and putting our unit in like this, it actually allows us to make sure that that thread at the beginning and the end of the unit is fine. Like this is not going to come open. So when I trim this, the thread right here is not going to immediately come open and try to start coming out. If I were to start sewing about right there, well then I have an opening there and it's going to keep trying to unravel itself. Chain piecing allows you to basically have more control over those seams to make sure they're not going anywhere. And let's do the same thing for our combined C and D units. And then I'm going to put my piece of chain piecing back in. All right, let's go iron them. Nice. I can't wait to go and look at it. Oh my gosh. Oh, really? Which podcast was it? That's awesome. Which podcast mentioned me? I did an interview with like a couple of them. I don't even know anymore. And which quilt did they mention? I kind of want to know. Yeah, I gotta know which podcast and which quilt. Now, I've discovered whenever you're ironing the seams for your combined units, it is so much easier to do it when the paper is gone. You don't need this paper anymore that's in these seams. So at this point, just go ahead and take the paper out. Remove it from the seams from both of the combined units because we're going to iron these seams open. And I've already got it off on that one. So in order to iron it open, well then we're going to be trapping this fabric anyways. And it would be almost impossible to get this paper out at that point. So it does two things. It allows you to iron it easier, but then it also saves you the headache of trying to pull it out whenever it's trapped under something else. There we are. This one's being a little difficult. There we are. And then now this side. It's those curved seams. Well, not curved, the diagonal seams. There we are. Oh, and then I almost forgot this side. Here we are. Whoops. There's that one. The center one. And now this one. Perfect. All right, let's iron this. I find the easiest way to iron the seams open is iron it to one side first and then move it. So I'll definitely be using my my tailor's block. Oh, look at those perfect seams. Look at that. You like how nicely that lined up because we changed the direction of the seams for the C unit. All right, so then I'm going to roll this up. And then laying that down. And then open. There we are. Let's put that on there. Same exact thing for the A and the B. Let's go towards the A. Because the A is a smaller unit. sometimes it's easier to iron towards that smaller unit. There we are. And then we're going to finger press the seam open. Now, there are also tools out there. Clover makes a bunch of amazing tools. If my fingers don't feel heat a lot from the many years in the restaurant industry that I worked. So if your fingers are sensitive and you can't do that, like I said, there's a few Clover things that you can get in order to help you open those seams up. Okay, all right, let's move these over and let's do our last combined seam of the B to the C. So same exact thing. You just have to make sure that everything is all lined up, just like that. Now in this case, let's put the ends, and then I'm going to put one right in the middle, and before I do any other pins, I'm going to check it. So let's look at those seams. Is the center of this right here in the center of my B1 block? And it is. That's perfectly lined up. Nice. All right, and then let's put my other pins in. Same exact thing I just did. I'm not going to show it to you. I'll speed up the video. We're going to go back. We're going to sew this. We're going to go sew all the way down. I'm going to come back and iron it. And then we'll do the block reveal. Okay, thanks. Oh, yes. Okay, Tracy's a friend of mine. So it was the quilt market, yeah. The favorite sew exhibits, yeah. Yeah, so the exhibit that I had with Casey for the cosplay exhibit. That's awesome. I love Quilt and Tell. Tracy is amazing, and I love her. Fantastic person. Okay, let's sew this last one. I think they said that, really? Now I have to know who the panelist was. That's awesome. Ugh. All right, let's take out our seam fabric. Or seam, why do I keep saying fabric? Our seam paper. I totally forgot to empty my little bucket, my little scrap trash bucket thing that I've got. And I was doing EPP kits today, so it's full. So that's why I'm just kind of like tossing my scraps and my crap to the side. And I'll take care of it after the stream. Okay. Oh, so happy with this. I'm so happy. That block looks so good. Oops. I keep undoing the seam down below. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. Yeah, I know, you're right. Technically, it is fiber. You're absolutely right. Thanks for being here, Catherine. I appreciate you. And there's our glass of white wine. I love the way that one turned out. Isn't that awesome? Oh, I'm so excited. Now, at this point, you want to take out the rest of your papers. So go through, remove the rest of your papers. Again, you're just pulling it out. If you hit one that is a little stubborn, use your tweezers to get in there. Oh, I just realized I forgot to mention why these are my favorite tweezers. So they have an angled head that allows me to get in any tough spots. And they're super sharp. So it's easy for me to pick things out in order to grab them. I mean, they're just a really good, high-quality tweezer that I have just fallen in love with. I got them initially for rhinestoning. So when I was adding some rhinestones and some blings to my things, they're great tweezers for placing those. And then when I started foundation paper piecing, I was like, oh, wait, these tweezers work really well with foundation paper piecing as well. So why would I not love them? And just like that, all of my paper is out. And that's what I mean by the foundation paper piecing paper is easy to remove. And there are our blocks. All right. Let's do some intros and outros. All right, let me do those. Move that to the side. And there. Okay. Oh, before I do the intros and outros, let me look at the schedule. So you guys can decide what you want. You know, that's a great question. It may look amazing in scrap prints. All right, so I am leaving Sunday. So no stream on the 25th, the 1st, or the 8th. So I'll be back the 15th. So I'll be streaming the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th. So I've got three more weeks before the first quilt along stream. So there's 3 weeks. You've got choices. I think. Let me see what I have left. So what I have left already ready to go, I've got the bow tie and the fez. So I'll do the bow tie and the fez, okay? But then I still have to pattern out the pill block and then the gaming units. So I've got the NES, I've got the Switch, and then I've got the Game Boy. I think I should do all 3 of those together. And then I still have to pattern out the 2 game blocks. So I've got the Sorry piece and the Meeple. So I should probably, the pill block's a little bit complicated, but I should probably do that one. Don't you think? I wonder if I should do the pill block first, and then the bow tie and the fez. I think I'll do that. Alright, so bow tie, fez. We'll do that. We'll put those in there, remind me. Yeah, so I'm thinking, but I have to think about the topics and things, right? And then in October, we'll do the 2 quilt along streams. And then I'll be gone to Houston. I don't know if I'll be back by Thursday the 4th or not. I'm sorry, Wednesday the 3rd or not for a YouTube stream. Oh, and I forgot to mention the quilt along streams for the Halloween quilts are going to be on Thursdays. Because that's what I initially, remember my initial YouTube days were Thursdays. So I'm going to do those on Thursdays. So Thursday the 7th, Thursday the 14th will be our first YouTubes. And then November would be the 2nd and the 3rd weeks in November. We're getting there. We're getting there. Man. Okay. All right. So I've got that figured out. Now. Oh. I turned the camera off, right? Yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah, let me pull this out. Because I don't want to move the camera around. It's easier to move this around. Oops, come on. You can buy them. I mean, you can. I will not be giving free things. No. I will not be giving away free codes. Because the whole point of the free codes is you're buying your fabric from them. And I'm not going to sell the fabric because I'm not going to compete with the shops. So if you can't find a local shop participating, one of the shops participating may be able to mail you fabrics. Because each shop is going to, if some of them are going to carry the Northcotts, but they're also going to have other fabrics that they recommend. But no, I will not be giving away any free codes just because I'm not going to be competing with shops that I want to compete, right? The whole point is to support. Oops, sorry. All right, everyone, close your eyes. The whole point is to support other local shops. Oops, wait. Nope. All right. Oh yeah. No. See that? So the way it works. Yes, Ranting Hamster. I am announcing all that September 1st. So September 1st is when you're going to get information. So yeah, I'll go through the let's see, YouTube filming. There it goes. Perfect. All right. In a little bit. Is that? Okay. I don't know why it's crooked. That's good. Let me go stand in it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so basically the way it works, any shops that participate, they are getting codes that when they give you their code, you can so you can buy the blocks, not a problem. Blocks are going to be $4. But if you get a code from one of the participating shops, then you can get the block for free for the first week of the month. So free blocks the first week of the month. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it is, hey Brenda, how are you? So with the quilt along, it's if it's a participating shop, they're going to have their own codes. And it's up to them how they give them to you. They may be on their social media. They may give it to you if you buy fabric from them. It's completely up to the stores how they're going to do their codes. But their codes are going to be good for 1 week, so you can get the blocks for free. And the codes are all gonna. So some of the stores are going to take the fabric requirements, and they're gonna put their own suggestions in. Some of them are gonna carry the Northcots. I've given them the SKUs so they can order them. And like I said, some of them are just gonna go around their shops and pick other ones. So it's all gonna be really cool, really fun. I'm unveiling all that in September. So if you have a local store near you that you like to go to, mention it. I did a huge mailing last month, and I've let all these stores know this is happening. So go in and ask them, are you participating? And if they're not, say, why not? It's free. And have them get in touch with me, and I'll sign them up. So it's free for shops to participate. So, and they get stuff. So, all right. Intro. Yay! Thanks, Ranting Hamster. Hi, I'm Toni, and today we're making a wine block. This is probably one of my more favorite blocks that I've done so far. It's easy to make, it goes together well, and it's wine. I mean, wine and quilting seem to go hand in hand, and it's just a great pairing. So I'm going to take you step by step. I'm going to show you all the things you need to know to make this wine block. If you haven't picked it up yet, the link is down below. It's only $2 in my shop. Let's get sewing. All right. Outro. All the outros. Okay. And that's the wine block. I think I'm a red wine drinker, but I think I like the white wine better. Because if you're looking at this, you see how I was saying before the white in this one kind of fades into the blue? I really like the black as a better background. So I may make this block again, but with the black backing. I don't know. So hopefully you learned something. How to make a wine block for foundation paper piecing. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like this video, follow my YouTube, as well as my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, my Quite Nerdy Quilters Facebook group, where I tell them everything first. Pinterest I never use, TikTok I forget to update, and Twitch, where I stream live, and I also stream live here on YouTube. Don't forget to check out my schedule each week. I post it on my social medias, and I hope you join me live. There you go. Intro and outro. Nice, Erin. Right? And it's funny because they're the same exact size. It's the same exact block. All right. Ready for stupid faces? I need a green shirt. Oh, so I can match the mermaid? Well, don't you mean a purple shirt? Because she's got a purple top. A green jeans and a purple top. No, I can't do that one. Does that look okay? Yeah, that actually looks good. Okay. I think that's enough. Oh, try that one with the black? Okay. my god, I love that one. I'm looking at it in the because it's, it's got like an 8-second delay. Yeah, that's all. I think I'm gonna go with that one. I think that one is going. Yeah, yeah. I think that one is going to be my thumbnail. It's gonna be my clickbait. I like that one. Nice. Thank you guys. Look, we're finishing 10 minutes early today. Don't forget, I am going away for 3 weeks. I'm very excited. If you are in the Atlanta area, if you are heading to Dragon Con, I will, if you have picked up the magazine with the mermaid, bring it with you. I will be doing those signings. I'm also, that's what I forgot to do. I gotta pack my books. I'll also be bringing my original edition 1 book of my designing pixel quilts. And I'll be bringing the first quilt along we did, the retro gaming quilt along. I'll be bringing my books. I'll be doing signings, and of course, I'll have fabric for sale. So, and if you don't want to buy a pass into Dragon Con, you can still pick these things up. I'll be doing local delivery, as well as you can buy them online, including copies of the physical books that are going to be signed. So I'll make sure I update everyone with that when it's all online. No, Marley's coming with me, but he's not coming to Dragon Con. He's actually we're going to head to my parents' house in Maryland first, and he's going to visit with them for a week while I'm down in Georgia. So, yeah. So I will be live this Friday on Twitch from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock Eastern. And then I don't know. I've got to do at least 1 or 2 streams when I'm down there. But yeah, we're taking a break and going on the road. It's almost like we're almost back to normal again. Maybe? I'll see you guys later. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you Friday.